So it seems like Clash Royale is doubling down on their notorious level 15 update, and they're going to be making the game even worse as we know it by giving level 15 players exclusively 2 evolution slots. Now, it's been a minute since I last really talked about Clash Royale. As a matter of fact, the last time I think I talked about it was last year, I think 4 months ago. I even had to look up on my phone to see when it was the last time I even talked about this subject because it's been that long. And the last video I talked about was Supercell monetizing pay to win meta decks, and that was like 4 months ago, back in like 2023 was really the last time I talked about this game. But now it just seems like Supercell has really dug themselves deep this time, folks. Now, you're already probably going to be wondering, well, Nightwing, what are you trying to get at here? How is Supercell getting themselves in trouble this time? Well, like I said at the introduction of this video, they are going to be giving level 15 players 2 evolution slots. So if you're level 14 or lower, you will only have 1 evolution slot. Now keep in mind, evolutions, I even talked about this subject too last year, and keep in mind, evolutions was a cool idea on paper, but unfortunately it just backfired on Clash Royale so badly. It's gotten to the point where now evolutions are even more pay to win than we realize. And judging by how powerful the evolution slots are and how powerful the evolution cards are in Clash Royale, it's gotten to the point where now Supercell has given level 15 players 2 evolution slots. So let's say if you have a really overpowered card like the Royal Giant, and you have him in 1 evolution slot, and you have a evolved Valkyrie, for example, in your second slot. That's gonna be a massive pain in the ass to deal with, especially if you're just trying to play on ladder with your trophies, or if you're just trying to play in ranked mode. Clash Royale has seriously gotten to the point where it's essentially just unplayable for a free to play person that just wants to try to play the game casually. And because of Clash Royale's very shitty actions, they have seriously made the game even more impossible for someone who's just a free to play player to try and play the game and try to have as much fun in the game. And they can't just casually unlock new cards throughout their, let's say, trophy road, as we would call it. But now, you, for all we know, if you run into a level 15 player, they could have two of the best evolution cards in the game. That could be either a freaking firecracker or a royal giant or evolved Valkyrie in those 2 evolution slots, and you're essentially just gonna get butt fucked. It's bad enough that Clash Royale is pay to win, and it's already bad enough to see content creators call out Supercell for their greed and call out the Clash Royale development team for just making the game even more pay to win. And it's even bad enough that even some content creators don't really make content on the game anymore. I mean, seriously, like Clash with Ash was one of the most popular content creators for Clash Royale, and he essentially just stopped making videos on Clash Royale for a couple of good reasons. And one of those reasons is because of the current state that Clash Royale was in. You could try to make an argument and try to tell me, well, Nightwing, they have to make money somehow. Yeah, so does every other gaming company out there in the game industry. All companies need to make money. I get that. But you can also still make money by making your prices more reasonable. And some people might make the excuse it's because of inflation, because of all this stuff. That's why things are getting more expensive now. But no, ever since the update for losers went live back in the spring of 2023, that was like Clash Royale's massive turning point to where the game just started to go on a massive downfall. And every single update since then, and I mean every single update since the update for losers back in 2023 of spring, Clash Royale has gone downhill. And I don't think there has been a single positive update since then. Don't get me wrong, the game is still pretty popular. If we take a look at the player counts for over the last year, you can see this chart, it still has over around at least 1 million players, which is still a pretty healthy number. But if we look at the most recent last 7 days, it is slightly dropping below 1 million, and it still has over 900,000 players. So, once again, still pretty healthy numbers. The game is still going strong, but there's a lot of people trying to express their criticism and trying to call out the Clash Royale development team because there are still people that do genuinely enjoy this game and they genuinely care for the game. But the fact that the Clash Royale development team has made this game so pay to win, people are just resorting to just criticism and they're just criticizing Clash Royale even harder now because of what the game has become. I remember playing this game with a couple of my buddies back in high school, and we all played Clash Royale on our break between classes, and we all had little, I don't want to say tournaments, but we all did little one-on-ones, and we in like the library, and we went to see who was the better player, and we had so much fun playing the game back then. Back then, you didn't really have those greedy and outrageous pay to win offers like $200 for a new tower troop or $50 for a new tower skin or a new evolution card. There really were like no greedy pay to win offers back then because there was like barely anything good back then that was in terms of like being overpowered. If we got like a new card, that was because of actual grinding throughout the game. There was no Path of Legends back then. There was like no legitimate ranked mode. There was only Trophy Road, where you just played the game and unlocked new cards as you go. And I remember unlocking a wizard back then, and I even showed it to my friends. I was like, dude, this card is dope. This wizard shoots legit fireballs, and it does so much damage. And that was just like a base level 3 wizard back then. Back then, getting a new card was so fun, but now it's just like, okay, pay us $25, if not $30, for a new card that's about to come out or something like that. And it's just like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to use my credit card just to play a game and keep up with everything. I'd rather go and do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the time to just really sit down and just pay to win in a game that's quite honestly not worth my time. I got other video games that I need to play, and I got a job to worry about in my hometown. But more importantly, I got videos to make and try to let people know what's going on within the game industry, and I got gaming news topics to cover. So I don't really have the time to just use my credit card just to pay to win in a game that's not even worth really playing in the first place. The game was worth playing back then, but now in 2024, it's just not as fun anymore. Now, I do want to throw this out there. Is Clash Royale still fun to play with your friends in like private matches? Absolutely. Is like playing ladder matches like in ranked mode or in like trophy road even fun to play at all? Absolutely not, because it's just gotten so bad and so pay to win. It's not even worth even touching those two modes because of just how pay to win it's gotten. So, to wrap this video up, the Clash Royale development team needs to get their crap together because at the end of the day, oh my god, I have been stuttering a lot lately, Jesus Christ. Because at the end of the day, as long as the Clash Royale development team continues down this road, they're going to just continue to push more and more people away from this game. It may not seem like many people are leaving because of the high player counts, but there is a slow drip of people just leaving the game as we speak. Hell, there might even be more people just leaving the game, and I probably don't even realize it. But even then, man, like still, Clash Royale is just not that good of a game anymore. So, with that being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. And until next time, I'm talking about the current state that Clash Royale is in, and I'll see you all later.